Okay guys, so this is Gabby from Team Death Note, and I am here to make a Beast Deity deck profile. Yes, I know there's other Beast Deity deck profiles out there. The thing is that this deck actually hits very hard. You know, it's a very powerful deck. It can take down whichever. Okay, it has hard matchups against like Link Jokers and stuff like that. But if you bum rush during the beginning of the game, you know you have nothing to worry about. You can always finish off the game with Victoplasma if they lock like your whole field. So okay, now going off with the starter. The starter's going to be different. It is Extreme Battler Rumble. Now, Extreme Battler Rumble. I chose him over Riot Horn because he restands when anybody in front of him restands. It doesn't have to be Beast Deity related. You know, this is a Beast Deity deck, but there's you know, some grade 2s of the deck that's not Beast Deity. Like for example, Cool Hank. So if Cool Hank is in front of him and Cool Hank restands, he can restand as well. With Riot Horn cannot restand. This is why we run this starter, and as well it's good to confuse your opponents. Okay. Going for the grade 3s. We are going with 3 Ethics Busters. The Break Ride, of course. We're going with 2 Extreme. Extreme in this deck is very good. You could go, if you don't ride into Ethics Buster first, you can ride into Extreme. If you're going first and you do not stride, doesn't really matter because you can have him out there with the Limit Break Enabler. So every time you drive check something that's not a trigger and it's a Beast Deity grade 1 or higher, it acts as a stand trigger. So you know this deck really revolves around standing up your rear guards again, slapping your opponents in the face. You know, it's a lot of multiple attacks real early game, and this is what really actually pushes for the win, guys. And last but not least, just to make use of the Break Ride, we're running 2 reverse. Yeah, restanding Vanguards are always good. Now for the grade 2s, like I said, we'll be running 4 Cool Hanks. Now, you know, basically this deck is a stand trigger deck. It's not that, you know, I only run stand triggers. That a lot of units in this deck, you'll see that they have abilities to restand rear guards, and that's what we want. And we have 3 Papios. Papio is good for really early game, since a lot of decks now revolve around Generation Break 1. Papio, the only thing he has to do is hit, counterblast a card with Beast Deity, and you can restand a unit, and that's very good. And we are running 4 Golden Anklets. Not Sasanda, because Sasanda you have to wait till he's Generation Break 1. I know he's good. Every time he restands, he gains 5,000 and he keeps it. You know, this card is just as good. The only thing is 2,000 less. But the thing about it is that early game, he can also work. So, yes. And as a tech, we are running 1 Hatred of Chaos, 12k attackers. It never hurts to have a 12k attacker. Oh, yes, guys. And this is a rear guard deck. It is. So, don't let your rear guards go to waste. This is why we are running 4 of the Beast Deity Perfect Guards and not the Flippers. Because, you know, the flipper these days is only Vanguard related. This, your opponent will want to take out your rear guards, as, you know, once he sees what type of deck you're running and what's your playstyle. So, yes. Next, the card that makes Miracle in the deck, 4 Limit Break Enablers. So, yes, Beast Deity Frogmaster. When they made this card, Beast Deity especially, I was like, oh, yes, it's game over in so many levels. I took down so many people with Ethics Buster after this card came out. Ethics Buster actually, you know, shot up again. Of course, it's not top tier, but, you know, the deck can get the work done. You know, if you're looking for a fun way to play Nova Grappler, I suggest this deck and this build because it's actually very fun. And it's actually OP. Now we run 3 Max, right? Is his name? Oh man, Max B. I'm so sorry. Forgot the dude's name. We run 3 Max B. Also, you have to watch out with cards in this deck, since there's cards that has not beast deities, like the triggers. I am going to that. And, you know, some cards says you have to counterblast beast deity, so it's beast deity related. So, you know, you have to watch out to see what type of cards you are counterblasting in your damage zone, like for your strides and stuff like that. So that way, you know, you'll always save some beast deities for max beat, Papio, stuff like that. And last but not least, since this deck actually relies on strides, you know, if you want to go stride mode, you can. If you don't, you go limit break mode, it's still good. We run 3 Our Shit. Our Shit is the stride enabler, if you guys don't know about it. Okay. Now going to the triggers. We are going to be running not 4 but 8 stand triggers in this deck. Okay, 8 stand triggers. Why? Like I said, you want to restand your rear guard, slap your opponents in the face. Now, no beast deity stand triggers because it has no effects. So I chose these 2 different stand triggers. One, Subliminal Gray. Subliminal Gray's effect is once he hits rear guard circle, I get to Soul Blast a card and draw a card. And this card goes back in the deck. So, you know, since you're seeing this is not a Legion deck, it's Stride and Limit Break, you know, you might run out of cards. You know, you might deck out if the game goes too long. And as well, to recycle your triggers, this is a good way, Subliminal Gray. Second one is Energy Girl. She's a Generation Break 1 effect. Now, her effect is this. After she boosted a unit that attacked, I choose another unit, not her, and restand it. She goes back in the deck. So yes, she doesn't only restand someone, she goes back in the deck and gets recycled. Very, very good stand trigger. Then we are running 4 crits. Just for your opponent not expecting those hits, he might take the hit from the Vanguard, you pull a crit. Pow, that's 2 hits to the face. Now, the crit that we're running is Red Lightning, because he gets to unflip damages, and this is what we want. Sometimes you might see yourself, you know, with too many counterblasts being flipped over, since a couple of cards really counterblast in this deck, but you have Red Lightning to fix that up. And of course, 4 Beast Deity heal triggers. That is the trigger lineup, guys. This deck actually works for me. Yeah. And now going to the Stride. Stride is very, very simple. We are running 2 Vic 10s, of course, that's the starter. Then we're going into Tribute. Now, Tribute. Tribute is the card, you know, that we all like in the Nova Grappler decks nowadays. If one of your units restand due to an effect of one of your cards, I get to counterblast one, choose a unit on my opponent's side of the field, and that unit gets retired. So this is good for, you know, Dimension Police users, those people that like to use laurels, you know, in cards like that, those Silent Toms out there, those very annoying rear guards, we can get rid of it now. If it's in back row, we'll get rid of it. Then we use 1 Blizzard. For that late game, if you're looking for the push, your opponent has little cards in hand, you know he doesn't have a perfect guard, you go into this, you stack up on power, you just slap your opponent in the face. And last but not least, the card that every Nova Grappler deck should be running 4 of is Victoplasma. Yeah. The reason why Victoplasma is good, just like I was saying, against Link Joker, against Kagero, against Narukami, cards that like to blow up your field, like to lock your field up. You have this card. He's not rear guard, he's just Vanguard related, very Vanguard. After he attacks, he restands and attacks again. This is what I like about him. Yes, this is what I like about this card. So yeah, this will be my Beast Deity deck profile of how to stride. It's very OP. I think it's different from every Beast Deity deck I've seen, from the Beast Deity deck I did in the past. It has changed a lot. The deck actually, you know, concentrates more about its real potentials of restanding rear guard, slapping in the face, And it's very OP. It's actually very OP. So yes, this is Gabi from Team Death Note. I hope you like, enjoy, subscribe. Peace out.